I'm sure all of you know this about me by now, but I love cryptids. I am such a huge cryptid enthusiast. You would catch me at like a Bigfoot convention if they were hosted anywhere close to Tampa. I
Yeah, growing up, I used to be like a huge believer in like Bigfoot and like all these other like mythical creatures, like hobbits and shit like that. And like other like urban legends, but like it's just obviously like just so fake. I can't even like try to believe in those types of things. Like I don't know. Maybe I mean no, it's obvious that, you know, the Bigfoot footage, I haven't even seen it yet, but it's probably fake just because nah, we'll continue.
love it. If you don't know what cryptids are, I'll just briefly summarize it. It's basically these very peculiar creatures that are claimed to exist, but no concrete proof has ever confirmed their existence. So things like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Yeti, Chupacabra, Goatman, Mothman, Batman, things like that. And there's entire communities dedicated to hunting them down and proving that they're real.
Like the thing is like we've gotten to the point where there's so many people with so many different ways of capturing footage, capturing these animals. Like if they were really real, we would probably be studying them. We'd probably have some in captivity. There's just no excuse for like believing these things are real. I think people believe these things are real, like in regards to Bigfoot and stuff like that, is because like most people's lives are just like grueling and miserable, and this is like a way for them to cope with that fact. Just because if they think about that type of stuff, like that goes on in their day-to-day life, it'll like cause like a panic attack, so they have to kind of like speculate on these like fantasy things. And it's just like I don't know, man, like that can't be good for you.
And they come up with their own fun technology for it, like a Sasquatch reader, where it'll be like a codename Kids Next Door device. Basically, it's like a fucking toaster with like an antenna sticking off of it that's supposed to pick up on electromagnetic waves that Bigfoot disperses out or whatever. It's just really fun. I've never seen real evidence that proves the existence of any of these cryptids, but I am always glued to any and all new updates around it. And today we were blessed with a big one for the biggest cryptid, Bigfoot.
An elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera all good.
Like obviously that's a guy in a suit. Like I don't know, like am I seeing something different? Like what do you guys think? Like this is just it feels like to me it's like that older footage of Bigfoot where it was literally debunked, where it was a guy in a suit like doing that like famous walk thing. Like I don't know.
That little bastard thought he could go for a leisurely picnic one afternoon and we wouldn't notice? Hooey! Thanks to technology advancing as far as it has, we were able to capture this moment in glorious 4K. We have technology on us at all times with our phones that's able to record these situations and give proof to the claims that have existed for decades now. We caught this fuzzy fuck face red-handed. He went out there, he squatted down, maybe taking a shit, maybe getting ready to eat. We're not entirely sure yet, but one thing's for sure. This lit the Bigfoot community ablaze. Now, obviously, the cryptid community is no stranger to hoaxes. There's been many frauds out there that have faked.
Also, like with the amount of hoaxes that have been proven to be hoaxes, like, it just makes it so hard to believe in like these types of things.
Footage and sightings and evidence and all of that. But this one, many are saying, is legitimate. So I'll give you a little backstory on it in just a moment.
They say that about everything though, or like about like every footage that comes out about Bigfoot.
But I do want to say there are different levels of cryptid enthusiasts. There's the ones that will believe anything, even just like a random post on, GameSpot.com forums or something from like a completely anonymous user that says, the chupacabra just broke into my house and sucked grandpappy's cock. Like, I can't believe what I just witnessed with that one. And they'll be like, I knew the chupacabra was out there, and apparently it's a sex offender. They'll just take it at face value. Like, I bet I could reach out here and be like, I got your nose, and they'd freak out like, oh shit, my nose. But that's not the whole community. There's a lot of people that enjoy cryptids.
Also, I feel like the people making up these stories are just like people that, might be bored or they're looking for attention. Because it does bring a lot of attention because these people that believe in these types of things, like it becomes a part of their identity. And it goes back to like the coping thing, like all that, like it almost creates like a cult. And those people, like, they become like very devout followers of like, myths like that.
That understand that there is a different level of evidence required to prove the existence of the creatures. And in this case, there is a lot of them that are saying, this is pretty compelling. So let's go over the story. So a woman named Shannon, along with her husband, were on a train in Colorado, and they noticed something odd out in the distance. There was this goofy-looking creature going for a little stroll.
Like, that looks like a guy that's just like sitting crisscross applesauce on the side of a mountain in like a gorilla looking suit. Like that looks like one of your coworkers that works at like retail, like going outside on the curb to sit down and smoke a cigarette. Like that's what that thing looks like.
And her, as well as a few other passengers at the back of the locomotive, took notice, took pictures, took the video, and according to Shannon, they had been naysayers when it comes to Bigfoot, but seeing was believing. Now, even in the zoomed-in photo, it's actually kind of hard to make out the full creature here. It looks like he's entered stealth mode. So perhaps Sasquatch are born with some innate ability to camouflage themselves here, and that's how they've been able to elude us for so long, those crafty little devils. And she states that it didn't cause a big panic or a big uproar on the train, and that if the passengers at the back hadn't noticed it, it would have gone completely under the radar and no one would have ever seen it. So they believe it's a legitimate sighting because
the whole point of why that person in that gorilla suit was there was because he probably knew that those people would be going through that area. The whole point of the hoax is to get people to see you.
It seems like a random chance encounter that they, just happened to see it. It wasn't like a Jack Link's commercial that they stumbled upon. It was nothing like that. It really, to them, felt like they just witnessed a miracle here with a Sasquatch walk. So, now it's time for an expert to weigh in. Me. What do I think about all this? I think this is a bunch of baloney. I really think what most likely happened here is some jokester, a practical prankster, put on a Bigfoot costume and just walked out there hoping that people on the train would see him and it'd lead to a big viral video and it'd just lead to headlines basically. For no other reason than just to have a little fun. It's not exactly the hardest thing.
That's the most likely scenario in this. And it's like that one thing called like Occam's razor, which is like whatever is the most likely outcome is usually what the outcome is, or something like that. Like, I couldn't imagine it really being anything else
In the world to get a Bigfoot costume and just walk out here into this field. Like, I don't think it's so disconnected from civilization that it wouldn't happen. And even if it is actually pretty far away, there are no limits to the lengths people will go to for a joke, especially something like this. And everything here just really strikes all the boxes of being suspiciously set up. Not by the people on the train. I really think everyone on the train was in no way, shape, or form involved in it as like some kind of big plan. It's just this guy and maybe a couple friends decided to do this because it'd be fun. And that's it. I really don't think this is real proof of Bigfoot. I just don't. Would love to be proven wrong. Maybe we
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Like when I see like a Bigfoot in a cage and like we've had qualified people like study and observe it and we've essentially discovered a new species somehow that we just happen to miss even though we've pretty much scanned every area on land. Like I don't know, I'll believe it then. But
we get some master Sasquatch super soldier out there that's able to use this video, get the exact longitude, latitude, go to the coordinates, and actually.
alright, well, that's going to be the end for this video. So, let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think this is, like, legit footage, or it's just, like, another one of those hoaxes that we're going to continue to speculate over for as long as there's people willing to speculate about it, I guess. So, thanks for watching. Till next time.